back to the Castro Show. Now the next story is my story. I will be talking to you about how me and 3 of my closest friends survived on a deserted island, all alone, for 5 days. Yes, it was a journey, but it was one that we will always remember. You might be asking me how I felt on this island. Let me tell you, it was one of the most stressful situations I've ever been in. I had to salvage food for myself, and I also had to lead the group, as they elected me as their leader. As you can see, the island has changed me for the better. It has helped me find and bring out the best qualities inside me. These leadership qualities have let me start my own show. Now today on the Castro Show, I have something very special for you guys. I will be introducing to you 3 of my friends that survived on the island with me. 1, Castro Show.
On the island, I did many deeds which I wasn't proud of. So when I got off the island, I became a religious man and started reading the Bible. This is one of the many things that I've done which has made me a religious person.
Now the second survivor that we will be talking about on the show is Emily Lamb.
When I first came onto the island, I didn't know what to do because I was too quiet, I was too shy to ask anyone anything, so whatever they just told me what to do, I just followed along and just helped them. But on my experiences on the island, I was helping build shelters and waste management, so it helped me find my passion for building stuff and being in the architecture section for jobs.
Now the last survivor we're going to be talking about is Priya Kapoor.
On the island, I found myself to be a very introvert person. I didn't get along with many of my peers. After the island, I built my skills and started to connect with everyone I know. Today, I'm a kindergarten teacher.
No, you're not.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being here. Now, we have a couple questions that have been submitted in through some viewers. First is, what kind of conflicts did you guys have on the island, if there were any conflicts? And how did you resolve them? And also, what did you learn?
One of the major conflicts that occurred on the island was Jasper eating all of the food. It was the middle of the week and we woke up to half of our resources gone.
I was embarrassed when I stole the food, and I didn't want to tell my group members that I did steal the food. To surpass this issue, we all agreed on some rules, and we also made up a consequence that I had to get all the food that I ate. So this was one of the conflicts, and this is how we resolved it.
Great.
So what we learned from this conflict was that we should learn to forgive and forget, because the 4 of us were on the island and we needed to learn how to survive with each other and make sure that all of us got through it together. And if we just got angry and lost our trust and relationship with each other, it would make it even harder for us to survive on the island.
Interesting. Thank you guys for answering these questions, and I'm sure the viewers will be very happy with your responses. Now guys, we have a couple more questions that our viewers have submitted. One of them was, what were your first impressions on the people on the island you were stranded with? And how did that change at the end?
So when I first saw people, my first impression of Priya was that she was really ignorant and arrogant, and she was really like the opposite of me, because she was really also loud and talkative as well, while I was really quiet and reserved, and we didn't really get well together at first. But at the end of our island adventure where the ship rescued us, we became really good friends after.
Interesting. Now Jaskrin, how about you?
Okay, my first impression was actually about you, Richard. I didn't think you were a well-suited leader, and you couldn't lead our whole group to survival on the island. I thought I could have been a much better leader, but after we heard about your construction skills prior to the island, we thought you could have been a good leader. Throughout the island, you were a good leader and you did help us through many obstacles. And now I'm very happy for you as you have your own talk show.
Thank you, Jaskran. That means a lot. Now, Priya, how about your
Well,
opinion?
I had my first impression about Jaskran. When I first met him, I thought he was really quiet, down to earth, and I never expected such an action from him, what we witnessed after a couple of days. But after all, Jaskran's a great guy.
Wow. Seems like you guys are all a great group of friends. Now, we also have another question that was submitted online, and it is, who was the leader and how did you guys decide on this?
Richard was initially the leader, and he did play a great part as a leader throughout our group.
Richard was able to lead us through difficult times, and he also had good leadership skills, such as he had a loud voice, which enabled us to work as a group.
Yeah, and also, like I said before, his construction, his experience in construction helped us, build shelters during major storms, and yeah, so his skills were essential to us.
Overall, Richard's goals and visions really helped us and led us to survival.
Sounds like this Richard guy's a great person. Thank you guys for those wonderful answers. Now we have a couple of more questions that were just submitted online, and after this I think our show is gonna wrap up. So let's start off with the questions. Could you guys name one good thing and one bad thing that happened to you guys on the island?
Okay, so one of the bad things was that I couldn't really adjust to the major storms and different weather, and also after I got accused of stealing the food, I wasn't treated equally, and I thought I lost some respect. One of the good things, however, was that when we all came up with rules which helped us, we'll survive on the island longer without hating each other.
Great point.
So one of the bad things that I thought that happened on the island was when we split into two teams. So it was 2 hunters and 2 fishers, and the hunters and fishers went to go find food. But the thing was that the fishers couldn't catch any food, while the hunters barely caught a small pig for us to eat, and we had to share it. And everyone felt really hungry even after eating it. But one good thing that I thought that happened on the island was when we made a rule that we could have fun after we made our chores.
Great. Now you, Priya?
A really good thing that happened to me on the island was being paired up with the people that I wanted to work with. Everyone I kind of synchronized with, so my cooperation skills were built upon. Also, a bad thing that I wasn't too happy about was we were all eventually losing our cool. It was the end and we were panicking. We didn't know when we were going to be rescued, but eventually we were.
Great. It's good that you guys had hope and remained positive on the island. Now, how did you feel when you finally saw that ship heading towards the island?
I felt relieved. Relieved of all the stuff we went through in the island, and finally, that hope was running out. And finally, we saw a ship.
When I saw the ship, I don't know, I couldn't just I didn't know what to say. I was in tears and I was laughing and crying. It was a pretty happy moment in my life.
When I first saw the ship, I thought that it wasn't real, and I thought it was just hallucinating. And when it was actually coming toward us even closer, I was like, oh, this is really happening.
Wow, I can imagine that burst of emotion that you guys must have felt.
What about you, Richard?
Well, me as being the group leader, I felt relieved that I actually helped us all survive on the island, and I kept us all I kept us all civilized, and
Good job.
yeah,
You were very.
You the man.
thanks. Now, thank you guys for being on the show, and it's been really great catching up with you guys. Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us, Richard.
No problem.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us on the Castro Show. Come back tomorrow at 8, 7 Central.